we live? No.
We are now.
Why is this here?
You can.
No, I don't want to wear your hat. Messed up my shower head.
How's it doing the autofocusing again?
Probably because you didn't change it to where it won't do it.
I don't know how. That's what you're for. Uh-oh. Did we change the internet over?
Yes, we did.
Oh, one person. Hi, kitty, kitty.
No, it's not that. It's actually in.
Actually.
There we go.
You're
Much
like
better.
a major dork.
Why?
Because you did it wrong.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Okay, hi, kitty.
Ooh, things are moved around.
Suburban,
No, we just did it the way
Green
it's
Gables,
supposed to be.
Donna Kelly.
Guess I should do this down
Volunteer.
below where it's not distracting.
Andy's Backyard and Shop. Mama Old Ways.
You look opposite. Which is funny, guys, because that's actually the way we sit. What happened is, I guess our settings on OBS had us flipped backwards. It was really funny. Like, literally, if you come in the door, Jason is on that side and I'm on this side. So it was kind of weird that it was like that.
Shame on you. You know you can't have sweet tea.
It's not having sweet
I'm
tea.
not having sweet tea.
Water.
I'm having agua.
Sun will come out tomorrow.
Pat. John. Trudy.
Hey, y'all.
Neona.
Tomorrow. Sorry, I'm a little preoccupied here. Oh, this is going to be bad when it goes through that chair like that. Right there. Hey, from Indiana.
Lloyd Underhill.
So the window is actually on Jason's, no, on his left-hand side.
Yeah, right there.
And I'm off to, this is his right hand. It's right-handed, and I'm sitting off to his right.
Whoosh. Let me see something. I mean, you guys are freaking out over here. Whoosh.
Well, but see, your hat says backwards. So I wonder if you flip it again, if it'll go back to being the right way.
Okay.
Click on that. And flip it again and see what happens. Flip horizontal. Right there. Yeah. That is so weird. Why does it do that?
Why does it do that?
I think we need to keep it that way because the
Why does
veteran...
it do that?
That's going to freak me out that all the stuff is backwards. So keep it that way.
Why does it do that?
Oh, the way they see it, that's just... Oh, okay. So we'll keep it this way. There. We changed it.
Why does it do that?
Did she
Why
trade
does it
Jason
do
in for a
that?
different person? I know. He looks so much thinner.
Why does it do that?
But that... No, don't mess that up. That's the same. That's right. What started it, y'all, is that in our last video, up in the corner, we have our Big Bear Homestead logo, right? And what happened is I noticed that in the last one, and nobody noticed this, nobody said anything, that the logo was backwards. Like you couldn't read Big Bear Homestead. And so when we got in here this morning, I looked at it, or this evening, I looked at it and I was like, Jason, it's flipped backwards. So we went to flip that little icon, and I guess when we did it, we flipped the actual screen picture. And that didn't, I mean, it changed it, but it didn't change it, so. Lorelai says she's out to going ready to go to work, so she can't stay.
Can't stay. Bye-bye, Lorelai.
There are really only 16 people watching? That seems a little...
We've only been...
I know, but... Would have thought we'd have more than that in here.
18. Yeah, that's why I always wait 5 minutes before I really start talking a lot, because it takes a while for the
notifications.
Notification got.
You're saying that the icon was backwards and had the big bare butt showing? No, it wasn't that. It was just the image was flipped horizontally, and so the banner was backwards. Like it read backwards. So, and that drove me crazy. And what was weird was like the one that's down in the bottom hand corner where he puts his watermark was different, and it was the right way. So if you look, will you stop? I'm trying to wind up a ball of yarn. Leave me alone. I spent a lot of money on yarn. Jason doesn't know about it yet. Actually, I didn't spend a lot of money. I got a lot of yarn.
Mindy!
But I didn't spend
24.
a lot of money.
Hello.
Yeah, it's 110 degrees. I noticed Beth in California, she was saying it was pretty hot, and then also Candy from Candy Hill Homestead, she was saying
some candy?
that hers that it's like 109, 110 degrees out there. So
all right.
just practicing reeling in her fish. That's right. That's exactly what I'm doing. An icon can't spell right, but it can be inverted or flipped horizontally and messed up. That was very bad. Very much bad.
Very much bad. Very much bad.
I'm almost done, guys, so I won't be distracting you for too much longer.
Very much bad. See, we're up to 22.
Uh-huh. Oh well.
What?
People don't love us like they used to. That's what happens. America has a short attention span.
America.
Extremely short attention span.
Yeah, but this is 22 people that really love us.
What? Suburban says she went to the fabric store today and didn't buy anything. What kind of yarn did you get? I got a bunch of unforgettable red heart yarn.
26. People are just, YouTube's late at kicking out the notification.
Walmart is apparently trying to get rid of all of their spring and summer colors, I guess. And so all of their unforgettable yarn that's more in the pastel-y and pretty colors, they were all $1.50 a skein.
Did you go on last night?
Huh? What?
Woody said it was 35 here last night.
No, 35 degrees where he lives. He's up in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, so it's 35 degrees where he was. He was saying that it's, yeah. I'm almost done, I promise. Look, I only got them left. But I have like 10 skeins. But they were $1.50. I mean, these are normally like $4. I don't know what to tell you. I can't help it. This yarn is really cool yarn. I love it. I love the way it feels. It's nice and soft. And once you learn how to work with it, it's fairly easy to use. What? I just don't like if you mess up and you have to pull it back out. It locks up on itself. So you gotta be careful.
10 and snowing here in Canada.
Ooh, wee!
See, you wanted to move to Canada.
See, I told you we had somebody that was from Canada. Jason went and bought some more Crown Royal yesterday, and I was telling him we have somebody in our viewership that actually lives close to the Crown Royal factory.
Okay, you're done.
Why? You done what?
You're not going to bring out another one.
Yes, I am. See, there's another one.
Okay. Recycle Cottage and Garden is here. Okay, so we're going to get started.
What's the topic tonight?
I don't know if we really have a topic. Tonight is...
Ooh, you put in a lot of lemon. Oh.
Tonight is just a relaxing night. Where we just sit back and we tell jokes. And we catch everybody up on the week that we had.
We had a fun week. You don't
My
know
truck
fun.
will be ready on Tuesday.
You don't know fun until you have to watch a heifer turn completely around to the point where she earns the name Fidget Spinner. So we call her Fidget Spinner because she literally spins in the stall where most cows cannot do so.
You think I could throw this ball of yarn and turn the AC off because it's getting a
No,
bit
I can. Don't throw the yarn at me. Do we have anything in here
Ketchup
besides ants?
and wine.
Nope.
So we were going to try to do a video today. It's all your 100 cows, and that's the methane gas.
It's doing all the
That's it.
warming. That's it.
It's our fault.
Relax. What is that? Yeah, right. Well,
It's our fault.
we've been.
Why are we so zoomed in?
I don't know. Because you did that earlier. You did. You messed with the thing and the thingamajiggers and the mutzimabobs.
Thingamadoodles.
Thingamadoodles.
Yeah.
And the whatsamajits.
See, Andy's backyard believes that I could have made it.
Oh, go all Doctor Who on the switch. Hey, pickers.
Let's see. We milked cows. Took care of calves. Had a calf die.
Milk cows.
Milk cows.
Took care of calves.
Took care of calves.
Had a calf die.
No, we only had one die.
Only one this week. I live in Great Canadian North, near the North Pole. Holy cow!
That would be so awesome.
Blind guy walks into the bar. Woody's so funny. I like Woody.
It would be fun to live up there in Canada, eh?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
I think it would be.
Nope.
Let's see. We did Trap Talk on Thursday. Had a great Trap Talk. We gave away 3 110 Conavairs. They're
30.
going.
We gotta order them first.
They're going all the way to Canada, eh?
Your boy Trinian's watching. Yay! So we're gonna start talking about
Who? What?
farm.
What are you talking about?
Talking about deuces again.
What are you talking about?
Winter said that Trinian's watching. He loves to watch us.
Oh. Dropping the deuce. Let's see. What else did we do this week? We milked cows. That's about it, right? Sent Dessa off to her grandmom's house.
To the in-laws. She just called right before we got here.
Yeah, that's why we were a little late. And let's see, no VA appointments this week.
Really?
Hey.
Hey.
Let's see, yeah, that's about it. Nothing real super duper except we ordered a new tiller. But it's not only just a tiller. It's the mamma jamma of tillers.
Mm-hmm.
Pull behind.
Pull behind.
So it'll go behind. I really don't like how close I am to the
So
camera.
fix it.
I don't know how. It's
Yeah, come here.
driving me
Oh wait, that's
bonkers. See, you just made it bigger again.
Mm-mm. No, I didn't.
Yes, you
We're
did.
not nearly what we were. Well, if you get up that close, then you deserve to look like you got a cute little friend. Polar bear just outside my window. He probably is thinking about eating me. That's pretty
So-
funny.
We ordered the DR pull behind tiller. And we got the landscaping package that has the seed spreader and
Cultivator.
the
or
cultivator
whatever,
wheel
pounds stuff
pound
in the
puts it
ground.
in the ground. And then we also ordered the
Hiller attachments.
pillar attachments and the drags.
Yeah.
So that way the tiller will do a good deep till.
which we definitely need here because you can't go 6 inches into the ground without hitting granite. Clay? You can't go
granite.
1 inch without hitting clay.
So.
But about 6 inches before you hit granite.
So we got that ordered today. We've got to go up around Atlanta in a couple of days to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I get my truck back on Tuesday.
Yep.
Let's see. We got some major kudos at the dairy.
Mm-hmm.
The milk company that my boss sells the milk to, I guess they have monthly meetings or something.
Quarterly, monthly, or something.
And they were fussing at everybody about their mastitis count. And then they called my boss out. And they said, that's the only dairy that we're not talking to right now. That their mastitis count was so low that they're not even, whatever it is that we're doing, everybody else needs to be doing it.
Like, to the point where he's like, y'all need to go visit their dairy and see what they're doing that is different than everybody else, because whatever it is that they're doing is working.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was cool. I like little pats on the back like that.
I don't know, that's a pretty big pat.
And so
we got, so I don't know, Papa Bear here might not know this, but we are about to be in muscadine picking time.
I know, I see it. I go out there and taste test them all the time.
Yeah, I went out and taste tested one today, and I believe we're
ready.
We probably need to start tomorrow, which I'm not looking forward to, but.
So now that we've got about 40 people in here, we're going to do a video on this. We were going to try to do it today, but
so that it would be released. But
of
course we slept in because we had the opportunity to. But sleeping in was still what, 7:30? Not really sleeping in.
Not really sleeping in. But I have been doing a lot of dropping on other social medias.
Basically, warning, here comes the big news.
That something big was coming to here on our homestead. And y'all ready? Who wants to know what it is? Raise your hand. Raise your hand up. Put your hand up in the chat box. You want to know what it is.
How many people are sending messages to other people going, he's about to tell it, you better hurry up. Get into the YouTube.
Go.
I'm waiting for the party. Where's the party at?
Where's
she at?
Oh, she's not coming.
She's not doing any. She's backed away from YouTube for a little while.
Okay, waiting on the hands up. Who wants to hear about it now, or do you want me to wait to put a video out?
Here come some hands. I do.
Duckhead Homestead.
It's on. Everybody. Professor's cheating. Always.
I mean, they already know.
Only because we wanted to bounce the idea off of them when we were first considering it.
Oh, and anybody, let me tell y'all something. Mama Old Ways knows how to keep a secret. Because she knew.
For a while. Now. No.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to let the cat out the bag, and then we're going to stab him in the neck. Here we go. All right, if you guys have been to Trap Talk, you know that we are now licensed trap resellers. Basically, we resell from Minnesota Trapline. Minnesota Trapline is probably the largest trapping supply company out there, and we now are a distributor of Minnesota Trapline. So, what does that mean?
Put that video out for the slugs who aren't here now. Yeah, we plan on putting out a video on top of it because we want to go a little bit more into depth on everything in a video.
So, what does that mean for me, for us, and for y'all? Well, for us, it's obviously another form of income. Plus, I get my traps cheaper.
Not too much, though, I'll tell you. Of all of the, like, wholesale versus retail, it's not really that. So you're getting a pretty good deal.
So what does that mean? That means if you guys are a trapper and you need traps and trapping supplies, now you can support the little guy, the little mom and pop shop, which is us. But it also means that I get to play around. Well, play around is not really a good word.
Manipulate.
I get to manipulate and put things together, and due to my awesomeness
and your experience.
Let's just go with awesomeness.
Okay, awesomeness works too.
Awesomeness. Ho ho ho.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes, Willie.
No. Send him a.
Hi, boss. What you doing? You know what I'm doing? I'm live on YouTube right now. Yeah, and so are you. Okay. We don't need any dump milk tonight?
I don't think so. Ask.
Okay. Let me get a hold of Blaze. And.
Well, to ask him, tell him to call my phone.
You know Robin's phone number? The other phone number?
Me?
Yes, you. Yes, you do.
Oh, tell him I'll text it to him.
All right, we'll text it to him and
call that number and ask Blaze.
Yeah, call that number and ask. Okay, so you're up at the dairy?
No, I'm over here getting up cows at another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been working cattle all week.
Yeah, everybody, all 42 people in my chat box right now are saying hi, boss man. He said, "What's up?" So.
All right.
So.
Well, let's get back to it.
All right, bye.
Have a good night.
Yep, bye.
Give me that.
Okay, so what does that mean? Well, we get to put different packages together. And Robin and I, for about a month straight of arguing, put together a homestead trapping kit. I guess that's for lack of a better term, right? A homestead trapping kit. It is every trap that you as a homesteader will ever need. If you're having problems with raccoons and possums, that trap's going to be in there. Bobcats, coyotes, foxes, feral dogs, feral cats, that trap is going to be in there. Mice, rats, those traps are going to be in there. Snakes, that's going to be in there. Well, that man's a special kind of stupid.
I don't know what happened. No, Blaze was trying to call us instead of calling Willie.
So all of those traps will be in there. So you'll have coon cuffs, MB550s, T-Rexes, and glue boards. You'll have what they call a groundhog, which is basically a 3-in-1 tool to be able to dig,
set,
to pound in your anchors,
your
stakes, and everything in this box will be ready to go.
Right out of the box.
You can once you order this, pay for it. Obviously, you got to pay for it. And the box comes to you, and you're having problems with a raccoon, you can open up this box, pull out your coon cuff, go out,
set it up.
Set it, blammo.
Got anything for two-legged predators?
12 gauge. Just saying, 12 gauge.
And a woman track. Catches them, tags them, plucks them, and cooks them.
There you go. Now, we're calling this the catch-all box.
Because you will have something for anything that you can catch that's going to be a predator on your homestead.
Now, if you're a kind of like a backyard hobby farmer where you're still living in a neighborhood where the chances of you having issues with coyotes, foxes, bobcats, the feral dog, you know, and you're like, I'm never going to use that MB550. Well, we have another one that we've developed that we haven't come up with a name for it yet.
But it's for coons and possums, and I would assume also skunks. It would work on a skunk as well.
Yeah, it would work on coons,
possums,
skunks.
Anything that's going to get your chickens and things like that.
Yeah.
So we've got another one that we're going to do for that one.
And
so,
then,
go ahead.
And then we're going to have, then that one's just going to focus on the coons, possums, and the skunks. But then we're going to put together another one that's going to have everything that's in the catch-all minus the stuff for, that basically the MB550 is all the stuff that's for your big dogs and cats.
Jeton, yes we do. Big rat traps different than the snap traps. Yes, we have one that we love. And we'll be more than happy to hook you up with that if you need that.
I thought I had one in here.
I think at some point right here.
These are the T-Rex rat traps that will be in the catch-all box.
That's for the rat.
Now, this is for the rat. Now, the mouse one is
much smaller.
It looks just like this, but it's a smaller size.
Same concept.
Now, these guys are awesome. Okay?
Love them.
You know how those big old Victor wooden traps, you have to try to balance the peanut butter on the little tiny thing, and then you'd have to hold it down and then manipulate and hook
and then pray to God that it held.
Hook the metal thing on there, and it was a balancing act, and then you had to hold it like this and then set it down.
And make sure you hold your mouth right when you do it too, because that could set it off.
This is the T-Rex. Okay? Works like a champ. If you want some of these, just some of these, shoot us an email. I'll be able to get you a dozen for right around, what is it?
I don't know.
We had the price. We gotta look it up.
But those right there are a woman's dream, because
you can have your kid set these.
Once you catch it, open it up just a little bit. Once you catch it, the animal will be like right inside those jaws right there, and you don't even have to touch the animal or get anywhere near it to dispose of it. All you gotta do is grab it and push it open, and it falls straight into wherever you need to get them to go. So
yeah.
And the other thing too is, like with the Victor traps, a lot of people throw those away. Once they catch something, they don't want to fight with it. Yeah, they're great for snapping fingers. Exactly.
Now, this also has a great feature with this. Okay.
Again, like I said, this is a woman's dream. This trap for like a single mom or somebody that's fighting, having mice or something like that. This is like the best thing ever invented as far as that goes. It's just a woman's perspective. I'm just saying. Go ahead. I've lost my fingernails to the Victor traps. Ooh.
Okay, so bam. All right. If you look in here, you see this right here. Ooh, that is your bait tube. But how do you bait the trap? Well, you come underneath it, right there. Boop, boop.
Love this.
Bait cup.
Yeah, you put the bait in there.
So you put the bait in there, you fill it up, you put your peanut butter in there. You just fill it, a little cup.
Or whatever you want to put in there. Some people put cheese or whatever. Whatever you want, it'll fit in there.
Nobody uses cheese anymore.
You never know. Some people do.
Lock it in there. It's locked in there, okay? And it won't fall out because you filled it up in the tube. And then all you do is grab it and open it up. Okay? And now it is set. Then you can take it.
Move it around. You don't have to worry about it setting off.
You're not doing this number anymore.
Yeah.
No. You can just hold this puppy, put it down there,
and then
walk
you're
away.
Good. And when it grabs them,
it grabs
them.
Yep.
And those jaws, man,
I've caught a rat in this puppy that it was literally like that. It barely was able to fire, and it caught him and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now I've seen rats as big as house cats.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, rats can get big.
What is this one called? I need a few.
Green Gables, just send us an email. We'll send you a price. So.
Hey, Wallace Lake.
We can get you a dozen relatively cheap. And the nice thing, again, like what Robin was saying, that once you catch said rat, you just reach in there, you just come
grab it on the backside.
Grab it on the backside, walk out to the trash can, hold it up,
there.
Squeeze it again.
And then you can reset it.
You might have to shake, get the rat out.
But then you reset it. You don't even have to rebait it most of the time because they don't ever get to the bait.
Blammo.
The bait will dry out before you have to replace it.
Yeah. And so I use these for flying. I may or may not use these for flying.
No. You may or may not have caught some in there. It wasn't your intended catch.
Let's go with that wording.
Yeah. It was a, what do they call it? Non-target catch.
It was a non-target catch. It's caught flying squirrels.
Yes. So it
Rats,
will catch a...
mice. Need a logo.
Shut your trap. That's funny.
But we can get you these. But these are also included in the...
Right. We put those in the catch-all box.
In the catch-all box. Because if you got feed... Now, I'm pretty sure that if you took some drywall screws and in those screw holes right there and secured it to a chunk of wood or something, you could probably even catch a gray squirrel in this that's coming in getting your feed. I haven't tried it yet. I always use the 110 Connie Bear for my squirrels. And we tried to keep the...
I got it, Jennifer.
We tried to keep the catch-all box decently... We try to keep it affordable.
Well, but the thing about being affordable is that what I want people to understand is this, when we say that you can literally open up this box and start right away, you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything. Jason, most traps, most of the time, they just come as the trap. There's nothing done to it. So the traps have to be waxed and dyed. He's going to attach the stakes onto them so that they're ready to literally pound into the ground and be done. Everything that you need. So you're going to get a driver. You'll have the stakes on the traps. You're going to get a sifter that you can sift everything out. I mean, it's going to have everything in it that you're going to need. You're not going to have to stop and go, crap, I need to go get this because we've already put it in the box.
The catch-all box is $300. Now, let me tell you exactly everything that's in this catch-all box. You're going to get 3 coon cuffs, 3 dog-proof traps that are going to be ready to go out of the box. They're going to have an anchoring system on there. They're going to be either painted or dipped so that way they're good to go. You're going to have 3 MB550s. Now that's the big,
huge dog or coyote.
that's the coyote, fox, bobcat, feral dog type foothold trap. This trap is already going to be offset. It's going to be what they call laminated. The pan is going to be what they call night latched, and it's also going to have a base plate with it. We are going to include some polyfill, and that's for what you can put up underneath your pan to get you kind of started. And it's going to have that anchoring system is going to be included also. It's already going to be on the trap, ready to go. The swivel's intact, closed up. It's going to be dyed. It's going to be waxed. So it's literally ready to go. I'm doing all the hard work for you. It's going to have with this anchoring system, the anchoring system that's going to be on your dog-proof traps is going to be the same anchoring system that's going to be on your MB550s. So that way you just have one stake driver.
Yeah, you don't have a bunch of different tools you have to keep up with.
You'll also get a sifter to be able to sift the dirt back over.
To make the set.
To make the set. You're going to get what we call a 3-in-1 tool, but commercially it's called a groundhog. And it is a, and I'll show this all in the video, but basically it's a hammer that has kind of like a mad axe. It's
got like a claw, and then on the handle down at the bottom it's got like a, it does like a hole.
Like an auger to be able to make a dirt hole set.
Yeah.
It's a great tool. It's probably about a 5 to 7 pound hammer, so that way you can drive the stake down into the ground. It's going to have 6 of these rat traps. It's going to have 12 of the mice traps. It's going to have about a half a dozen glue boards, so that way you can, and directions on how to make a snake trap out of the pizza box. It's going to have some bait for coyotes, for basically your canines and cats, and coons. It's going to have 2 bottles of Hall Baker's bait. It's also going to have 2 bottles of Hall Baker's lure. That's going to be your canine lure and your coon lure.
2 different things, guys. If people don't know, there's a difference between a bait and a lure.
The lure is what you put out to get their attention through their nose. It's a stanky. Okay, and you get it through their nose, and that makes them come over. And then the bait is what you put in the hole or underneath the log or something like that.
For food.
For food.
Food source.
That makes them get to digging, or, you know, and then gets them to put their hand in there. You're also going to get a kneeling pad, and now this is specifically for scent control when you're making your sets with your MB550s.
Especially for the coyotes, because they...
Okay. And you get all of that. What?
Breakaway's like, do you have anything big enough for my ex-wife? He said I could put some essential oil on it that smells like money and blammo. How much did he say all that was? It's $300 for the box.
It's $300 for the...
Now, he's not done. There's still more. Hold on. And wait, there's more.
Much more.
You didn't get to, I didn't write in there, but there's also going to be a pair of gloves.
Oh yeah, a pair of leather gloves is going to be in there. That's when you order this box, you need to specify whether your glove size is small, medium, or large. 2 things of lure, 2 things of bait, a kneeling pad, 6 swivels.
And the stake driver, you said that though, didn't you?
Yeah, the stake driver.
And all this stuff is equipment that you'll be able to use for everything else. So that's the thing about once you have a stake driver and once you have a 3-in-1 tool, you don't need to buy it again.
Right. And same way with a sifter.
Right. Yeah, and the sifter too. Same thing.
And we will dye and wax or dip and wax all of these traps. So when these traps show up to your homestead and you've got the predator problem right there, right then, you can walk into your shop. You can go, okay, I watched predator control on the homestead raccoons. I know I'm dealing with a raccoon. Reach in there, grab your coon cuffs, grab your coon lure, grab
no.
grab your whatever you're going to use as bait. You can use the coon bait that you get, or if you want to use something else.
No, the size of the gloves goes up to extra large. I've already checked on that. We can get extra large gloves.
Alright, cool. We can get extra large gloves.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, I can get extra large.
And you walk out, you set these traps, you come back, and it's good to go. Bam.
I wish we could afford a double if we were big like, some of these infomercials, which I'm sure that's what this kind of sounds like. But the only reason we're bringing it up is because we know some of you are planning on going to the convention. And so one of the things we're going to do is offer...
If you pre-order now, you can pick it up at the convention.
And it'll be ready to go.
That way you don't have to pay shipping.
Right, because the shipping is going to... some of these traps are going to be heavy, so we're still working on trying to find out how much the shipping is going to be.
It's probably going to end up coming UPS or FedEx.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the heavier you get, they're a lot cheaper than the United States Post Office.
Yeah.
And again, be looking for the videos, because we're going to go over in detail what's all going to be in the box, and you will literally see in the video what is in the box.
Winter, we can do kid-size gloves too, because I found a pair the other day for Ladessa that are, they're John Deere, but I'd be more than willing to put that in if that's what you needed. So...
Will there be instructions that tell which trap is good for a multitude of animals? Old as Dirt, most of those are already on our channel as part of the Predator Control on the Homestead series. I wanted to make a DVD to go with the box. There was just not enough time. The people that I wanted to do the DVD for me, one, it was going to cost me like $4,000 or $5,000 to get them to film it, edit it, and set it up on the DVD.
But as far as... Now, he is working on a couple of different things that we'll have soon, but it won't be right away. But the other thing that I will tell you is Jason is only a message away.
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook or even email, if you want to email questions, Jason's usually really good about answering emails and messages. So if you get to a point where you're like, hey, okay, I got this box and this is what I got going on, can you please help? I don't think we'd have any problem with fielding those questions.
No.
So you can always do that as well.
Yeah, most of y'all know, y'all have reached out and emailed and talked with us before, that we'll answer any questions that you got. I can put one in there, Old as Dirt, that...
we could put something together.
I could put something in there.
Yeah. Or we could or what we could do, I wonder, would this work if we did something kind of almost like not really an instruction manual, but like, you know how when you have something that you're buying that you're putting all the pieces together and it says, part A is this, part B is this. If we labeled that this is, this trap is for this animal, this trap is for this animal, with that would be fairly easy. Don't use FedEx, they suck.
Yeah, because what we can do is we can tie all of the dog proofs together and then the MB 550s together, and then put a tag on it that says target animals da 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 da.
Right. Yeah. We could do something like that. That wouldn't be very difficult to do.
Yeah.
We could do that. So that's what we've been working on. It's been taking us a while because when we had to wait until we got the okay to sell from Minnesota, but then Yeah, that's kind of what we're working on, Donna. We're gonna work on a book that that he can.
Yeah, I'm working on writing
Couple
my
of
very
different
first book now, and I don't know if y'all ever tried to write a book, but it's kind of like extremely hard to do for me.
Yeah, somebody kept giving me a hard time, and then he sat down and started to try one, and he stopped picking on me now.
And so be looking for that video coming out, and then also there'll be another one that's going to show the possum, coon, skunk, rat, snake.
And then, of course, we'll have everything available a la carte. So,
Yeah.
like Jason was saying, you know, if you just want to get some mouse traps or rat traps, just let us know. We can
order those.
definitely.
You just want to try the coon cuffs. And now look, we are working on getting up on our website a trap tab where
you can
everything will
order
be
it from the...
everything will be listed.
Right.
And you can order from there. But that's gonna take a little while. But there are different types of coon cuffs. I'm putting in this box through my experience the traps that I feel that are the top of the line, the ones that do the best job, the ones that stand up through the test of time, that's been time tested, and whatever.
Well, and then like with the dog proof, we're choosing traps that are made here
in America
versus ones that are made in China or Indonesia.
The coon cuffs, the dog proof traps that are in there, and the MB550s, those traps are made in America. We tried to get everything that we could in this box made good old here in the good old US of A.
Yeah, so we did the best we could to see that.
So, make America great again. But, I mean, so that was the big reveal, that we are able to offer a homestead trapping box. So that way, if you've got something eating your chickens or attacking your lambs or goats, and you can't figure out, well, you figured out what it is, but you don't know how to, because once you figured it out, I mean...
Well, and that's the kicker. That's why we're doing this way. There's nothing worse than knowing what you need to ward stuff off and get rid of it and not have it there. And not have it ready to go.
Have it ready to go.
And that's the whole idea behind this, is that anybody can order a trap. But the thing is that if you if you get to a point where you've got dead chickens and you're like, well, crap, I need to order them. It's going to take 2 or 3 days to get here, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway.
I'm sorry we're boring you, Judy.
So anyway.
What's up, Cab?
Cab's been quiet.
Cab's been quiet back there in the corner. Cab 7 with a $50 donation. Thank you, Cab. Cab, you are awesome, brother.
He never ceases to amaze me. He's a very awesome dude.
Now that Cab, see, I always get tongue-tied when people do that. Let me explain for those of you that don't know what Cab has done. That is what is called the Super Chat. By now, a lot of you guys know what the Super Chat is. But what we do here with our Super Chat, we use all the money that is given via the Super Chat to help us with our giveaways on Trap Talk and on Robin's Essential Oils class. So that helps pay for the essential oils that we give away. That helps with the shipping and the packaging and
which will definitely help with, because the traps are they're going to be heavy, and so it's going to cost us a little bit to send them out, which we don't mind doing at all.
The guy that won the 3 Conibears, the 3 110 Conibears, was in Canada.
He sent us a message and said, if it's going to cost too much to send 3, just send me 1. And you can send the other 2 to somebody else.
Yeah, but we're going to get him all 3.
Yeah, so.
But that's what we're doing. We appreciate you, Cab. Thank you so very much. Matter of fact, Cab wants some oils that we got to get out this week.
We got to get them out this week. I have been a bad girl.
But that was the big reveal. That's what we're going to do. The Homestead Trapping Box. Retailed, if you was to buy everything, all of this separately, it would probably, what did we add it up to be, like $600?
I don't know. It was, because the thing is you also have to figure in time and retail values and all the other stuff, because we're going to have to do the wax and the dye. If you were to buy the wax and the dye, you'd have to pay just as much as we would, but you would only be able to use, you would only have to use a very small amount of it. So the problem is that it ends up being that you would have to buy way more than you use.
Right. So basically with this box, there's other parts to the, like, for example, on your dog-proof traps. Okay, we are going to dye and wax those traps, and we're going to put the anchoring system on those traps, which means we're going to have to put the swivel on, then we're going to have to put the anchoring stake on. And then we're going to put that on each one of those, the same way with your MB550s.
And if you know what you're doing, that's just one step we did for you. But if you don't know what you're doing,
it can take you a little bit.
It might take you a little bit.
But it's just that you would have to buy the traps, then you'd have to buy the swivels, and then you would have to buy the stakes, and you'd have to buy the stake driver,
and the dye,
and da 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 da. Where we're able to do that and buy the things in a bigger quantity, so we can get the stuff cheaper, and we're passing those savings on to you guys. Because if you were to buy this stuff separately, and put this together, you're looking at about $600-700. When you start including in the dyeing, the dye, the wax, the swivels, the chains, the anchoring systems,
the lures, the baits,
the modifications to the traps, all those kinds of things that we're gonna do for you. And that was the best price that we could come up with, where we're still able to make a little bit of money, and we're able to pass this stuff on to you guys. This is a huge tool for any homesteader, because I don't know a homesteader yet that hasn't had problems with a raccoon,
raccoons,
a possum, mice, rats. Because look, I mean, as we've done in the predator control in the homestead, rats will go after your chickens. They'll get your baby chicks. They'll pluck feathers from your chickens. They'll harass your chickens. They'll eat your eggs. And then that predator brings in another predator, because he's defecating and urinating all over the place, which is now bringing in snakes, who will also, they may eat the rats and the mice, but they're also going to eat
your eggs,
chicks. Eat your chicks, and if it's a big enough chicken or a big enough snake, he may even go after a chicken.
Or like if you're raising quail.
Yeah.
Quail, bunny rabbits. I mean.
Yeah. And
they'll go after all that.
And everything in the animal kingdom follows its food source. Everything has a predator. So then what do the snakes bring? Well, the snakes will bring your predatory birds, your raptors, just like your rats will. And then you got a big owl. A big owl can swoop in and he'll snatch a Delaware or a Rhode Island red like it's nothing and fly off with it. If you live in the area to be blessed where you've got eagles, they'll do the same thing. Red-tailed hawks will do the same thing.
So if you keep everything in balance, then you won't have, that's the thing about predatory birds. We don't have, you can't really trap a predatory bird. So
well, you know how like everybody says that the chicken is the gateway animal to homesteading. Well, chickens can also be the gateway animal to a predator smorgasbord. Because I mean, let's think about it. The chickens, they're out there, they're scratching, you're tossing their feed out there, that the laying pellets or the laying mash, or the scratch, to encourage them to scratch, and they're kicking that stuff all over the place. Well, you know, you got Templeton out there around the barn, right? And he's coming in, so he first is just picking up on the little bit of scratch feed that's here and there. You know, he's going and getting the feathers that are loosened, and he made himself a great bachelor pad, and then he got Mary Jane rat knocked up, and whammo. Next thing,
now you have 20 rats.
Now Mary Jane rat got a whole bunch of babies, and right, and so now you've got an abundance of rats. Well, you got an abundance of rats, and now they're attacking your eggs and da 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 da. But they are also attracting other predators. They're attracting snakes. They're attracting foxes. They're attracting coyotes. They're attracting your raptors, your hawks, your eagles, your owls. And then it goes from there. All of a sudden, here comes Ricky Raccoon because of the chicken. You know, because he's hearing the rooster or he's hearing the hen, and he's smelling your chicken coop, and he's smelling the smell of the chickens, and then he comes in. Dooga 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 dooga. Whammo. You know, so chickens are not only the gateway animal to homesteading, but chickens can be considered the gateway animal to trapping.
They can be for predators. I agree with that. Because
do you concur?
I do concur.
She concurs.
I hate this yarn sometimes. Yeah. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're pretty excited about that. Floyd had a good suggestion. Everybody check your local trapping laws.
Yes.
When are you coming to Indiana?
I don't know, man. I'm a little bit upset with you right now.
Why are you upset with him?
You know why I'm upset with him.
Because
we need to have a chit chat, man. I'm a little
because of his weight loss challenge.
A little hurt right now. Just feel like I got stabbed, but it's okay. I'm alright. But yeah, everybody loves the chicken. Home Place Journal hit that out. Right, because the chickens will bring everything to you. And there's nothing more frustrating than spending the money to get these chicks. And you get your chicks delivered.
And you raise them all.
And you get them all raised up. And you're anticipating that first spring day. And you're starting to get the daylight hours a little bit longer. And you know.
For those eggs.
And you know, okay, any day now, when I go out here to feed these chickens, I'm going to go start getting my eggs. And you're waiting, and you're anticipating. And you can't wait for it. And you're lying awake at night. You're lying awake going, I wonder if tomorrow's going to be the day if I'm going to get that first egg of the season. And you walk out one morning, and it's a cool, crisp morning. The dew is just right. You've got the smell of spring in the air. And you walk out to where your chickens are, your chicken coop, and you got a chicken laid there, head gone, neck exposed, breast and some of the guts eaten out. And you're like,
Put all the time and anticipation. Yep. That happened to Wayne.
Right then and there, you need to be able to have the tool that you need, because you're like, you know what? I watched that fat fool Jason over there at Big Bear Homestead. I've watched Big Bear, and I know that that's a coon or a possum. I know that, so what can I do about it? And then you walk over to your homesteading box, and you pull out your ready-to-go coon cuff. You bait it, you lure it, you anchor it, you set it. Come back. You got Ricky Raccoon in there, and trust me when I tell you this, there is no better feeling of revenge than when you come back and Ricky's, and you hear that chain rattling as you're walking there because Ricky Raccoon done got busted in your coon cuff. And so you come out with your 22, bust a cap, bury him, and then bury the dead chicken on top of him. No, I'm just do with him what you want. If it's cold enough and it's, you know, he's still got a good fur, skin him for the fur.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if not, discard him. Discard him, get rid of him. I know some people that like to club them in the head. They say that's good relief, stress relief, and tension relief, and anger, because you invested it so much into these chickens for
And
them to come back.
let's be honest, some of us, these chickens are almost closer to our pets.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing more frustrating than not having the tool that you need right then and there when you go out and you see that first chicken dead.
Because, and knowing what you need.
Knowing what you need.
Right.
And there's nothing more frustrating than going to like Tractor Supply and buying those cheap live traps, coming back, having a hole in said live trap, and having another dead chicken.
Right.
Okay? That's why we've made this catch-all box the way that we made it. So that way, when you get this box, it's your security system.
Yeah, it
is ready to go. You walk out to that chicken coop, you seen one dead chicken, and you're like, okay, that's the only one you get. And you can go to the shop, get what you got from us, put it out, set it out, come back the next morning and be like, not in my hood, homie.
The other way I look at it is almost like an insurance, how people do insurance. You'd rather need it or have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will tell you, I mean, trapping an animal is time sensitive when you've got a predator attacking your homestead. It's not something you can wait 5 to 7 days. And then the other thing too is that a lot of these traps do need to be dyed and waxed.
Yeah.
And you can't do that in a day or two.
Mm-mm. What'll happen is if you just and look, y'all, this and when I don't understand what Diamond Rose means by that. Do you understand?
Bears and sheep, I guess. Diamond Rose is what's her name's daughter? Kitty's daughter.
Okay. There's nothing more frustrating than noticing that you've got a predator problem and you've been watching chickens die while you are waiting for this trap to show up, and then the trap show up and it's not ready and it's not ready to go out of the box.
And your whole flock is gone by
and your
then.
whole flock is gone, or let's just say you've lost 4 more chickens since then. There's nothing more frustrating than getting that trap and not knowing about that trap and not having the right anchoring system.
Right.
Or not having to be able to have it set up correctly. Because your new traps come with a film on them. They got it's like a little bit of a grease that helps protect them in the traveling process. You got to get that off, because that'll repel the animal. Your critters won't come nowhere near it. So you got to take it to the car wash, lay it out on the ground, hit it with a high pressure hose.
Get all that off.
That off. Let them rust a little bit so they'll accept the dye, or if you're going to dip them, like what we're starting to do, you still have to dip them and they still have to hang out to dry for, depends on, the weather conditions when you've done it. That determines how long it takes for them to dry and for them to air out to get the odors and stuff away from them. So, and we're taking all of that heartache away.
Right.
And we're putting that on that. So, but that's the big honking reveal.
That was the big news.
That was the big news. The big cheese.
Yeah. We're big cheeses.
Big cheese. Now, tomorrow is Robin's Essential Oils class. You definitely don't want to miss that one. She is doing
another blend.
And I get to give away more oils. Mama always says it's better to have traps than have your husband
sit in the dark waiting for predators and neighbors just getting nervous. Yeah, that's true too.
That's true too.
Because we know a couple people who want to just sit out on their porch with a rifle or a shotgun. And that's...
And
why you never let me have any fun.
And some people, like to rely, like a lot of ours, believe it or not, we rely on Apollo for a lot. But I don't want Apollo tangoing with a coon.
Mm-mm.
I don't want Apollo tangoing with a pack of yotes or a fox.
He tangled with a couple of loose piglets today. I'm not supposed to tell you that. They were out kind of hanging out, just chilling, and Apollo was like, "What is that?" And Blaze said before he could even call him off or do anything, all he heard was and he didn't touch them. He just wrangled them back into where they got out. And when they went through the pallet, that's why they were squealing, because they were getting stuck in the pallet trying to. He's like, I think it'll be a couple of days before they come back out to visit. All they saw was a big old dog coming after him. Yeah, Mother Coon will mess up. Absolutely.
Look, coons have been known to kill dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? And so...
Well, thank you, Sybil.
Yeah.
Sybil says she's glad to see our live stream. They missed us.
So... Okay, let's stop with the infomercial there. There it is. If you guys are interested, got any questions about this catch-all box for predators on the homestead, it's basically it'll cover you no matter what predator you get. Please just go ahead and send us an email, and be watching for the video that's going to physically show you everything that's
yeah, we'll have a good type of each one of the things so that you can. Okay, that freaked me out.
What?
Did you look up in the window?
He's an idiot.
Anyway.
Now, for another infomercial.
Infomercial.
We are currently selling an 18-year-old boy. He knows how to milk cows. He can milk a goat. He can cut grass.
And he can stare at you through a window and make you feel like.
But he's fixing to have just one tiny score.
What are you doing? You just wanted to come visit.
You just wanted to come interrupt the show?
I thought you guys were done.
No, we're not done. I had my Aussie mix. Yeah. Anyway.
Here, make yourself useful. Go get me some more water, please.
Useful for more than that.
No takers on what? Full spectrum.
Oh, buying the boy.
Oh, I'm buying the
You make
boy.
it sound like all I can do is get a drink.
No, he said you can milk a cow and a goat.
Ah. Is there anything for anybody?
That's funny. Blaze now has longer hair than I do. Yes, his hair is actually growing pretty long, and I gotta cut it in a little while. He wants me to shave all of the pieces off again so he can have his ponytail. 18 is assault, not child abuse.
Yeah. But he's a good boy. He's come a long way. And so still got a long way to go. But he's come a long way.
I'm sure your parents still say that about you.
Probably. So now that we got full spectrum in here. Wow. What about, let's just chat for a minute. I mean, I know we're more of a homestead channel, but how many of y'all seen the rise in gas prices?
Oh, yeah. He could, Mary S. He could put a new roof on a carport.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. The boy can do, that's one thing that Jason has done an impeccable job of with Blaze, is that anything that we either knew or learned along the way, he was right there with us learning it too. He can do basic plumbing. He can do basic electricity stuff. He can do roofing. I mean...
He can really get on your nerves.
Yeah, but, you know. If he doesn't mind working for free and sleeping in the lawnmower shade, come stay with me. Liquid gold, you mean? Oh, yeah. Look at who's there. Sitting in the background. Gas prices are going up 10 cents a day in Alabama. Yep.
Yep, they went up. So this is, look, and I'll be honest with you, this is what we know. We woke up one morning, And right after Mama told us that they shut down the pipeline.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was awesome. She sent me a message and said, hey, they're shutting the pipeline down now.
That next morning, gas prices jumped up, what, 35 cents?
Yeah.
35 cents. We were on the way to the dairy. And I stopped to get our normal morning drinks. Mm-hmm. And the lady behind the counter she was a younger woman. And I think her and Blaze are flirting back and forth, but I'm proud of it.
Which is perfectly fine because we got the heads up.
And you can tell she was stressed out, and I was like, "You all right?" She's like, "Not really."
We only have.
She said we ordered gas a week ago,
and it still
hasn't come, and we've only got 700
gallons.
700. I think it was 747 gallons. So I got in the car
and sent me a message.
I sent Ramen a message. I said, "Hey, I just want to give you a heads up. Mama told us that the pipeline got closed down, and there's only 747 gallons of gas left here at Uncle Charlie's.
What do you want me to do?"
I think we need to stock up on some gas. And she's like, "Okay, go ahead." And so then
little did I know what that meant.
me being the brainiac that I am,
or being the hoarder that he is,
I started looking around. Well, I told you could reel me in. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Okay, you need to reel me in here," because I was going to fill up everything that I had. And
which you basically did.
No, I didn't. I still got like 40 gallons worth of gas cans I have.
Right, but you filled every piece of equipment we had.
And so Robin did a little bit of research, and she found out that it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month, before they open that pipeline.
And that's also because not taking into consideration the fact that there's 2 more storms on their way this way.
Yep. Yeah. So,
right, and that's and not to discount anything, but that's what Jason was doing. He was panic buying, and that's only yes, you were.
I was not panic buying.
How are you not?
Okay. It's very simple. When I filled up, because I filled up the old Dodge truck that we've got. It's a 25-gallon tank. I filled it up. I filled up the old tractor that we got. It's a 15-gallon tank. I filled up every lawnmower, every tiller, everything that has a gas tank on it, I put gas in it.
Right.
Okay? Now, the only vehicle that we have that runs on gas is your car. It's a 10-gallon tank. Okay? When I filled up all that stuff, gas was $2.60 a gallon. They ran out of regular before I could make my next load. That truck did show up. But then gas jumped to $2.77.
It's back down today. It's at $2.50 something today. But still, that's still 30-40 cents more than it has been in this area. If you stock up before the shortage, but if you cause the shortage because you go to buy everything. I mean, he didn't buy everything, but he probably bought 40 or so gallons of gas. So,
we probably have enough now to fill up your little rice burner probably 5 or 6 times.
Which is essentially what we feel like would be the best, just in case.
And I think by the time that happens, that we're down low, either one, gas will be full blown super shortage and people will be losing their minds. And our fat butts ain't going anywhere anyway at that point, that we don't really need it,
right,
except for what we want to use around the homestead to run the tractor or this or that. But gas, just like when Katrina hit, gas jumped up to $5 a gallon. You can bet your bottom dollar that, and if gas is down that low, I probably am going to go fill up those gas cans. When these other 2 hurricanes hit, because her name's Irma, they still don't know. Is she going to go and get pushed and come Florida, up and hit up through Florida and hit a little bit of us, or is she gonna be able to skip over and she gonna hit the Gulf of Mexico?
Well, another thing too is they're worried about it curving and then
Mhm.
going up the east
Right.
coast and hitting like Mama and then on up through to April and them. So.
Yeah. So if that, you know, depends on which way that one goes, that's also going to have an effect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this Henry, whatever his name was, he went out, he hit Houston, and everybody went out, turned around, came back, picked up speed back in the ocean again, and came back and did a double punch. You know, so...
We have a refinery 2.5 hours from us, and it was still going up too fast. Anything to stick it to the people. Yeah, I mean, of course, they're going to use that as a tactic to be able to, you know, maximize price gouging, but, you know.
You know, and it was, what I did, I wasn't panic buying. What I did with that gasoline was no different than what I did before the peanut butter prices jumped.
No, that's true. It's true. I mean,
yeah, so this is the part where
we
you
should
apologize.
have, no, but we should have bought it 2 days prior, knowing we should have, I mean, that's the thing, is like, we should have done it a couple of days earlier when it was at $2.15 a gallon, not $2.50 something a gallon.
And that's one of the things. This, I'm not fear mongering, saying, you know, oh, the crap's gonna hit the fan. I'm just saying you got to pay attention to stuff like that, because sometimes, like with the peanut butter, there was a bad peanut crop. Okay?
Yeah, that was several years ago.
It was several years
5,
ago.
6 years ago.
It was in the news. I told Robin, let's go stock up on let's go get like a year's worth of peanut butter and ride it out and see what happens. And we bought a year's worth of peanut butter.
And we watched it jump. I mean, it really jumped, at least where we were. I don't know if the whole country saw it, but I know we saw it, because it went from, and I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but I seem to remember the jars we used to buy were like $3, and they went up to like $5. Like, it wasn't like 20 or 30 cents. It was a couple dollars difference. And that price really has never gone back down. If you go to Costco or Sam's Club, you can get like 2 of them for $10 or $9, something like that. So, you know,
the same way with milk.
Yeah.
You guys remember, that's what first got
that's
us.
why we bought a milk cow.
That's what first got us into dairy. When the milk prices went through the roof, and it was more for a gallon of milk than it was for a gallon of gas, and that's when gas was $4 or $5 a gallon.
No, it was like $2 a gallon, but a gallon of milk went up. I remember a gallon of milk going up to $4 a gallon.
Right.
And now it's somewhere, it depends on where you buy it. We get ours at Aldi, so it's like $1.60. Walmart still wants $3 a gallon, whatever. But we go through peanut butter and the 3-pound yeah, exactly. Yeah, it jumped and then it stayed there.
Yep.
Now, we were talking about this the other day when we were talking about gas, because Jason was saying, well, I would rather buy it now at $2.50 than it jumped back up like we saw, because we remember Katrina. Katrina was rough, because in our area, I don't know about everybody else, but in our area, gas went from like $1.50, $1.60. It jumped all the way up to $5 in less than a day. Yeah. It was in hours. I mean, within hours, it went from $1.60 up to $5. And it did not come down to maybe the $3 range for maybe 2 or 3 days. And then it stayed and hovered at the $3 range for a couple weeks. And then it came back down to the $2 range, and it stayed there. And then it went back up to like $2.50, $2.80, and it's kind of been fluctuating, and we finally got it back down to the $2 range. But it'll never go back to where it was. I mean, when we were kids, it was $1 a gallon.
I remember paying at Camp Lejeune, my little hot rod Camaro that I had, I paid 65 cents a gallon on base.
Yeah.
But those are the things that we need as preppers / homesteaders that we need to pay attention to. You know, anytime that there is a E. coli outbreak in broccoli or anything like that. Spinach
was the big one.
tomatoes, you know, we, you guys.
Can I have some water? Because that was originally supposed to be my cup. We took it.
I'm sorry. You know, you gotta pay attention when a lot of everybody starts talking about food shortages or crop failure, like wheat. Wheat'll be another big one. You know bread's going to go through the roof. If you don't know how to bake your own bread, I would run out and grab you a bunch of bread. I mean, I would literally, as soon as you heard about the crop failure, start stocking up on bread. The best way that you can. Or learn how to make bread and then start stocking up on
Grain.
the material that you need to make your own bread. So.
Yeah. So that's what we, like with peanut butter for us, that was a big staple at our house.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal when peanut butter was going to go from $3 a jar to $5 a jar. That was huge.
And I mean, I don't know if any of y'all even watch Cab 7, some of his videos, or go to some of his live streams. I catch him when I can. But he loves peanut butter. And this year we planted a lot of peanuts, and I told him I was going to make some homemade peanut butter, and I was going to send him some. But we had a major crop failure here at our place.
We had a major crop failure with just about everything.
Just about everything, because we got the job at the dairy and.
Well, and the rain. I don't know about everybody else, but the rain just saturated everything and made everything else grow up around it.
A lot of rain is bad for any root crop because it'll rot them out.
Well, yeah, and
So around here during our growing season, it was bad for peanuts. It was bad for potatoes. It was bad for carrots, onions, garlic.
All of that.
All of that. Beets.
He loves his peanut butter.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a rough. But funny enough, I was out there because we're getting ready to start pulling everything down, and once that tiller gets here. And lo and behold, I'm gonna post some pictures on Instagram. But we have blossoms for eggplant. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got 2 little eggplants hanging on the plant, and I got a couple of more blossoms. So hopefully, we'll get a couple more eggplant out of this before.
Yeah. And then it's gonna be time to be. It's real close to time to be putting the fall garden in. We're a little bit later in the season for a fall garden than most of y'all because of.
That's why that name. Oh no! It's a different name. Just kidding. Go ahead. Sorry.
Places on the tractor again.
Taking out milk.
So we're getting ready to start planting our collards because we still get stupid hot here through September. But it's gonna be time to put the butternut squash in, the pumpkins.
I want to try and grow some more Brussels sprouts before the end of the season.
Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage. We can put collards. We can put all of these.
Cabbage. Love some cabbage.
Now cabbage did rather well this year.
We did do really well with cabbage.
And we didn't get enough to be able to put any up, but
because we wanted to eat that stuff.
But we had some pretty
fantastic
good meals
dinners
with it.
Yeah. We'll definitely next year we'll plant twice. Well, probably 4 times as much as we planted this year, and we'll hopefully be a little bit more disciplined to put it away instead of eat it.
Probably not.
I just love cabbage, y'all. It's like my favorite. It's like my weakness, because the thing with cabbage is you can chop it up, put it in a pan with some butter, put a lid on it, and walk away. And you don't have to do anything. Just put it on like medium heat. Come and maybe flip it once or twice, and you let the steam cook the leaves down.
Look,
and,
I'm gonna put my foot down. You're gonna make me some sauerkraut.
Yeah, make some sauerkraut. I need a crock first. I want one of those fancy crocks like everybody I see has.
What, like that ceramic one that?
It's not ceramic. It's like pottery,
like the one
clay pottery, or whatever.
has?
Yeah. They make cabbage rolls. You know what? I have not made any cabbage rolls. Haven't done those yet.
That would be awesome. But, all right, y'all. So we're gonna call it a night. We've been on almost an hour and a half, and we appreciate y'all coming to hang out with us, doing a great catch up through the week. Our goal tomorrow is to be able to film some videos to be able to put out over the next couple weeks.
Mhm.
I'm going to be talking with my boss to maybe us taking every third weekend off, so that way we can film 3 or 4 or 5, 6
Yeah,
videos.
so that we can release one a week.
So we can at least release a video a week.
Oh, I know I can make it in a quart jar, Brenda. I'm just spoiled like that. I want a cool tool to go for my. I mean, that's just the way I am. I'm sorry. That's just like I can make a martini in a regular glass, but I want some fancy martini glasses. Of course, as Professor says, doesn't change the way the liquor tastes or its effectiveness at that matter.
No. So we will be back tomorrow for Robin's Essential Oils class. We are going to kick that class off because the Aldermans are going to be back, and we tried at 7:30, right?
Yes.
And we still ran past. So we are going to try to be on. We might as well just say 7 o'clock instead of 7:15. So tomorrow, 1900 hours Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. for Robin's Essential Oils class. That class will probably run about 2 hours.
It may not, but we like to give ourselves that much time just in case anybody has any questions. You know, anybody wants to just talk about something that has to do with oils.
Well, see, one of the things that we're trying to incorporate in that class is one we're trying to introduce you guys to more oils via the giveaways and stuff, but we're also trying to have some time left over at the class for kind of a little bit of a Q&A if you guys are going through some stuff, you know, like what's good for arthritis or what's good for a headache or what's good for this,
right?
You know, or if somebody wants to do like how we're doing and become a distributor of the essential oils and wants to become a wellness advocate, you know, you got to be able to know how to do that and contact us. We get the information to be able to do that. You know, so we're trying to time everything right. So tomorrow, Mom's class is going to be on breathe. Breathe.
Oh, you were just gonna throw it out there and tell everybody, huh?
I thought that's what we were doing.
That's fine. Works for me.
So be looking for the posts and stuff on Instagram. Reminding you guys, be looking for the stuff on Facebook. And thanks for coming by. Kitty, who is there anybody up next? Does anybody come on at like 9:30, 10 o'clock? Robin, can you look up
lipoma for me?
What is that?
I don't know, but we're gonna look it up.
All right, she's gonna look it up right now. Green Gables, be on it. And so
Jennifer, I'll look into it, and I will send you a message about it.
Alrighty. So thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with us for an hour and a half. We appreciate it. We love you. Remember, be kind to one another. You do not know what your neighbor or friend is going through in their life. It might be making them act like a jerk. You know, so be kind to one another. And for a dog,
it's for a dog, that's what it is anyway. It's a benign fatty tumor, but I'm assuming she's asking based on oils. So.
And I'm not promoting that one, Kitty. Excuse me. So remember,
has one growing in his spinal column. Okay. I'll do some looking around. I'll let you know. Oh, there's another one. Jatan. Maybe Jatan knows, because Jatan uses oils as well. She may already have something that she uses that may or may not be effective. If not, Jatan, maybe you and I can bump heads together and see if we can figure something out that you and Jennifer can both use. So.
Bandana Grandma.
Oops, missed it.
You missed the big reveal, Bandana.
Might have to go back and watch the beginning.
Yep. So, thank you guys. Remember, be kind to one another, love on one another, pray for each other. Watch out. What is Full Spectrum always say, keep watch.
Keep watch.
Stay vigilant. What does he say? Stay aware and keep watch. With the information the prepared need to know. Anyway, I'm messing it all up.
You're not fangirling on him or anything, are you?
No, I'm trying to make fun of him, but I'm totally ruining it. So,
wow.
Anyway, be kind to one another, love on one another, be there for each other, be there for your neighbor, and remember, do your part. If it's nothing more than recycling a water bottle, recycle that water bottle. Do your part to help take care of this planet. It's the only one we got. And I'm not talking about for you and me. I'm talking about for our grandkids and our great-grands. So y'all do that. Y'all have a wonderful time, a wonderful night.
And we'll see you again tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow for Essential Oils, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Night, y'all.
Night.
Peace.